Alright guys, Bitcoin just hit this major trend line from the all-time high and is seeing a reaction right now. And here's what could happen next. So Bitcoin is still trading above the value area high of the fixed range volume profile. Bitcoin is struggling to break above the weekly level at 72.8 thousand US dollars and it's now also sitting right at this trend line from the all-time high. It already hit this weekly level twice and formed a swing failure pattern both times. On the first one, we got a bearish divergence and Bitcoin got rejected. On the second one, same thing. Another swing failure with another bearish divergence and another rejection. And right now, Bitcoin is pushing above the recent high right into this trend line. And if we pull up the liquidation heat map, you can see that most of the liquidations are sitting right above here. So Bitcoin is sweeping into that liquidity right now. And guess what? Another set of bearish divergences is lining up. If we open up the RSI on the 30-minute time frame, there's a bearish divergence right here. On the 1 hour, same thing. And on the 2 hour, another one. So every single time Bitcoin has pushed into this weekly level, we've seen bearish divergences form and price get rejected. And right now, we are seeing the exact same setup for the third time. And there is also a bearish divergence forming on the 12-hour MACD right now. So a sweep of this liquidity and a rejection right at this trend line from the all-time high would actually be the cleanest setup. And by the way, I still have my long open from lower that I called in one of the previous videos. It's in a very nice profit and already risk-free. I'm not closing it fully just yet, and you'll see exactly why a bit later. Now, is Bitcoin going to get completely rejected and see a dump from here? I don't know exactly, but there are a couple of key levels below that I want to show you. If we take the fib retracement and drag it from the bottom to the top of this move, what you're going to see is that the golden pocket, the 618 to 65 fib zone, falls perfectly at this liquidity level below at around 67.7 thousand US dollars. And there is also a CME gap sitting a bit higher at 69.5 thousand US dollars that could also turn into a support once it gets filled. So both of those levels are important to watch on the way down. Now I have something very interesting to show you, but before that, if you guys are finding this helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Alright, let's get back to the video. So I think Bitcoin could still go higher even with all these bearish signals right now. Let me zoom out to the 12-hour time frame because the current corrective move looks very similar to what we saw back in December. Let me walk you through it. Back in December, we had a WXY correction. So first the ABC count for the W wave. A wave up right here, B wave down right here, and C wave up right here. That's our W. Then price dropped into the golden pocket for the X wave, and then we started the second ABC for the Y wave. A wave up right here, B wave down right here, and C wave up right here. And that completed the Y wave and the whole WXY correction. Now look at what's happening right now. Same structure. First ABC for the W wave, A wave up right here, B wave down right here, and then C wave up right here. That's our W. Then the X wave dropped into the golden pocket and now we are seeing the second ABC for the Y wave. But the Y wave hasn't finished yet. And this could very well be the end of the A wave right here at the trend line from the all-time high. Which means the B wave could start from this level, and this is exactly why those bearish divergences and the push down from here would just be the B wave of the second zigzag playing out before one more push higher for the C wave. And if the B wave does play out, those levels we just talked about, the CME gap at 69.5 thousand and the golden pocket with the liquidity at 67.7 thousand, those are exactly where I would be watching for it to end. So let me show you the targets. If the B wave ends at the golden pocket and the liquidity level at around 67.7 thousand US dollars, let me pull up the fib extension right here. We take it from the bottom of the X wave, drag it up to the top of the A wave, and then back down to where the B wave could end at the golden pocket. And what you're going to see is that the 1.618 level from the C wave comes in at around 81,000 US dollars. And now let me also measure the whole WXY move. So we take the fib extension and drag it from the bottom of the W wave all the way up to the top of the W wave, and then we put it at the bottom of the X wave. And what you're going to see right here is that the 1-to-1 level for the Y wave also comes in at around 81,000 US dollars. So both measurements are pointing to the exact same level. That's a lot of confluence right here. And that level would also sit above this trend line from the all-time high. So if Bitcoin manages to break through it and hit those levels, this is where a lot of buyers could get trapped. And if we look at the last WXY correction back in December, we can see that Bitcoin's price came close but didn't actually hit the 1-to-1 level. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it will this time as well. But that area is definitely where I would be paying very close attention. So that's my outlook on Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin just hit the trend line from the all-time high, and the A wave could be complete right here. Short term, I'm watching for a B wave pullback to the golden pocket and the liquidity around 67.7 thousand US dollars as potential support on the way down. And from there, if we get a bounce, the C wave targets are sitting at 81,000 US dollars above the trend line. And that's where I would be watching for a potential top and where a lot of late buyers could get trapped. As always, this is not financial advice and manage your risk. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.